Me?
Yeah. Do you want to come bring your chair a little bit closer?
Okay.
Keep going.
Come a bit closer.
There you go.
Okay.
Hang on. Right, we're there.
Okay, good. Go.
Okay, go. Thank you everybody for coming to this amazing ceremony. Edgar has a special little ceremony for us to do, which we have no idea what it's about, so we'll be on a learning curve of this amazing ceremony. But I really want to honour Edgar for aligning us together. It's been like a magic ride, and this event right here wouldn't have happened without Edgar. So we're just really honouring Edgar. You know, since John and I have come together, it's just been quite an epic and whirlwind ride. It's been absolutely beautiful and magic. We've aligned on many, many levels, and it's very special to have him in my life. This very brilliant, sensitive soul, humble and still eyes together. So I thank you for coming and honouring all this. You know, every one of you here have been a beautiful thread in the tapestry of my life, and so you're also important, integral part of this picture, and we've got another 30 years to continue this tapestry with another picture in it. So thank you everybody for coming. And I'd like to introduce Edgar.
Thank you.
And he is going to start this special ceremony.
Yes. Okay, so most of you know me as Edgar Winter.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Strong voice. Not accustomed as I am to public speaking. I have been an astrologer for over 40 years, and I had 3 shops in Sydney, and I retired, came up to the Sunshine Coast. I met Robbie and she was the nurse there in Nambour Hospital. I've even paid a visit in dire distress there, and she looked after me. So I've known Robbie for ages, and been out to her property at Landershoot and seen all the weird and wonderful people that she's been associated with. So I've had a wonderful time, and I have clients all around the world. So I work from my computer up at Woombye, and I have a special talent at this field. And the music you could hear is actually the ancient Cathar music. This hasn't been heard for over 900 years. So it's very special, and there are special astrologers in the world, Pam Gregory in England, and she discovered this ancient Cathar music that goes back to us all in our previous lifetimes, standing in the south of France underneath the castle. And I was up there one day with a friend of mine. It was amazing how I got there, and I said, "Garçon, what is that tower up there?" I said, "That's strange, sir, that was an astrologer over 400 years ago." So I couldn't speak for a couple of days with that. So I've had some very strange experiences, and I knew it was my calling. So I have been an accountant. I have been working with A.B. Jennings 50, 60 years ago. So I've come from an ordinary background, and then I got the calling, and I have had some amazing, phenomenal experiences that led me into this work. And so what I want to be able to say is that when I did Robbie's chart and John's chart, I did it by design, accident. I was working, I think, on Robbie's work. She was up far north Queensland at the time, and I've been looking after her for ages. John I've been looking after for ages too, and he had this wonderful world of his down in Colac, Melbourne. And it was just that I finished with John's chart, and I was doing Robbie's chart, and the magic just popped out of the computer, and I said, "These people are perfect for each other." He's got 8 planets in her marriage place, and she's got 9 planets in his marriage place. So my wife, who's Diane, who's very careful, and she's my compliance officer, said, "You have to ring Robbie to see if it's all right, get permission." So I got permission, and blow me down, she was on a train doing things down to Melbourne, and they just, it was magic. It was in the chart, and they just had the most incredible magic. So it was. And do you realise that with this special time, there are 25 million people in Australia, and that's a 25 million to 1 shot. Yeah, that's it. It's sometimes the marriage charts are nicely aligned, but this was just so extra special. So just to have it confirmed, we were watching Paul Murray last night, and he interviewed a guy called Wacker, who virtually owns the whole of Inverell, and this is where they're going to Inverell, and there's Paul Murray talking to us on the TV last night, talking about Inverell, and I thought, wow, that's strange. So, but even stranger is that when John, before he met Robbie, he said, look, where do you think I should live or change? I said, your best place is near Byron Bay or out west, I don't know, around the Inverell area. Go and buy something from Byron Bay perhaps, and see. He bought a crystal, and the crystal was the tetrahedron, which is the same as in my office. We both met our same tetrahedrons together. One visit he came up and they said hello to each other. So the tetrahedron was special. And I said, if you meet your special place and you get something from that place, no doubt all of you have been around the world and you find something special, a piece of crystal, but you've got a connection to that place, probably in a previous lifetime, previous soul. And so John took that home with him, and of course Robbie and the whole area was in Inverell. And so eventually it magnetically, within 12 to 18 months, it attracted the energy of Rob meeting up with John, and we've both got these tetrahedrons. It's just really quite incredible. So I thought, well, I'll bring this beautiful music here, which is really just top class, and we're now going to have a ceremony which goes back into ancient times. So you're going to love this. This is an old Romanry where jumping over a broomstick and a sword. The sword plays a role in old Viking wedding traditions and a connection to our ancient ancestors. So today our couple will jump over a sword and broom while holding hands. The sword is symbolic of cutting ties with the old life before they were together, and the broom represents the old remnants being swept away. The leap that the couple takes over the broom and the sword is symbolic. It starts a new life with another person and requires a leap of faith. It does with all those who have been married. Me several times. Diane and I are very happy in our fourth marriage.
We're stopping now.
We're stopping now. Okay. So the willingness to care for and defend together. So now I, in my magic area, are going to ask you two to come up here and stand on this wonderful, beautiful platform, holding hands. Okay, love comes when least expected. It comes in the darkest of nights, at the turn of a page, and each new day welcomes it with open arms and will never leave you. So just jump across the sword, and now you finish the old, and now you just leap across there, and you sweep away the old. You have now witnessed your past life 900 years ago in the castles of the south of France. This is in the Aquitaine area. Miriam is from France, you probably know the area, and it's just very close to Bordeaux in the south of France. That sword is in fact an exact replica of King Arthur. It's Excalibur. Gets a bit tight. Yeah, it's very good. So get to John, get you to pick it up, and just hold it in your hands, getting next to lovely Robbie again. And just feel, it is pretty heavy, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful sword, handmade in Spain. So there is a little story with that. There was a beautiful shop, crystal shop? Oh, it was a watchmaker shop in Nambour. That's where it came from. I couldn't believe that was lying on the table in front of me, and I had a joke with him and I saw Excalibur written on it. I said, excuse me, but that sword is magnificent, but probably I can't afford it. I said, all right, and so I said, oh, I'd have to have, I thought I'd get out of it, I'd have to have someone in a lake with a hand outstretched to give it to me. She said, that's all right, sir, I'm a deep sea diver. I wrote that check on the spot. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. That's the first time Excalibur has left my house in 14 years.
How special.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edgar. That's so special.
It's a pleasure. There we are. So now I'm going to turn it over to John. That's it.
I'm a
Thank
bit
you.
worried about the broom. Who are you handing that over to?
We're all trying to kill
That's good.
Okay, well, I won't hold you very long. Just a few things. Yesterday, I said to Robbie, I think I need to say something. She said, all you have to do is thank Edgar and myself. And then I thought, well, I better say something after that. Edgar, I'll be eternally grateful to you
Thank you.
for this. And I must say, we've probably been in communication, and not a lot over 10 years, but if I had known you were this good, I probably would have been in more a long time ago.
Yeah,
So thank you very much.
it's a pleasure.
Before Edgar's email dropped in, and I was pretty well resigned to the fact that I was hoping that there's going to be enough movies on Netflix to
Yes.
sort of keep me occupied for the next so many years it was, because I wasn't going into this relationship thing again. It's just too hard, and I was going to stay with the cows and would be